one of the crown jewel races.
We have been racing there for over 70 years.
Let's turn back time to when Elvis was king and the king was a kid. If NASCAR buried a time capsule, then Darlington would be what's dug up today. Each era at this superspeedway has rolled racing forward while keeping true to tradition. With every stripe, jaw-dropping finish, and wreck that makes you hold your breath. This track writes another chapter, revealing new underdogs and superstars that keep its story alive. Today's Mother's Day, so let me offer a piece of advice that mine shared with me. Respect isn't given. And when you come to this track, you gotta earn it the old-fashioned way.
Punches thrown.
So give the lady in black her flowers as these drivers battle to honor the women in their lives. Welcome back to Darlington.
It's going to be a drag race. Wow. They touch. Craven got it.
I'm Ricky Craven, and I'm one half of this great story. I made up my mind that if I could only win one race in my career, I wanted it to be at the toughest track on the circuit, and I went to work.
I'm Kurt Busch, and I'm the other half of this story. Darlington is something very, very special.
It has the speed of a super speedway and requires the technique of a short track.
But at the same time, which is rule number one, the racetrack is in charge.
Race the racetrack. That's your biggest competition, is not the competitors. It's this mile and a third racetrack.
You have two drivers, each trying to make a name for themselves, and both refusing to lose.
Somebody's got to give. Getting into turn one. Nobody.
But when I watch these two drivers in those closing laps, they forgot about it being Darlington.
You're just going to do whatever you need to do. You're going to do whatever it takes to win. The back of the car came loose. He retaliated, and I came to the realization he's not going to allow me to get by.
1 and 2, I'm fine.
I came off the accelerator here because it's not going to happen. But 3 and 4 is where the magic was.
This is where I froze.
Kurt Busch saw what happened the lap before. He's not going to give up the top side.
I have enough momentum to make another attempt.
Look at the run Craven gets right there.
Right there, that wiggle.
I'm full throttle.
And this is where I said it. It's going to be a drag race.
I turn as hard left as I can.
They touch.
I don't know how you combine racing and wrecking into one word, but that's what they were doing.
Craven got it. Craven.
I knew I needed to go to victory lane and just give Ricky a hug like, dude, something just happened.
Kurt Busch is going to victory lane, and he's not going to be a happy camper.
And at the last second, he says, that was awesome.
I knew that there was something special that happened within all that.
I got to experience hitting a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning.
You know, I think you look at the grandstands, and I think the fans on their feet speak for the significance of this finish.
They were able to experience it along with me. In a lot of people's opinion, this was, well, it was among the greatest finishes of NASCAR's 75 years. And I'm grateful I was a part of it.
But it's so emotional because I know that I gave everything that I could to win that race. And what's even tougher right now, just looking at this, is that was 2003. I've never won at Darlington.
It was my last win. It was the only time my children were in victory lane with me. I didn't know that that was the bottom of the 9th inning. But I think we all knew it was the bottom of the 1st inning for Kurt.
And if I could tell myself something as a younger, you gave everything you could. And I'm actually proud of you for the way that you handled it.
Of all the race calls that we've been able to have at a checkered flag, I don't think we'll ever be able to top this one right here. And I bet you 20 to 25 years from now, we'll still be talking about this finish because you just don't have finishes like this at Darlington Raceway.
having Bill Elliott, Chase Elliott here, a father-son on the 75 greatest list. Chase, of course, you're going to be out there today. You're running that awesome-looking number 9 of your dad's paint scheme. How special is that for you?
Yeah, it's been a really cool weekend for a lot of reasons. I mean, that car, I wasn't around for the heyday of the 80s, right? So that was really the car that I remember him driving, and candidly, the reason and the car that made me want to try to do this. So it's been really cool. It looks great on track, and to be able to collaborate with Lumar and get Ray's 9 in there, just all the things that kind of had to come together to make it work has been really cool. I hope it goes as fast as I hope it's as good as it looks in the race today. So we'll see. But it's been a great honor, and certainly one I'll remember.
Bill, you see that race car back on the racetrack. What are the memories it brings back? And you've got a busy day. You're going to be up in the booth with us later on.
Well, that kind of rejuvenated my career, I would say, with coming in with Ray with the Dodge deal back in the early 2000s, and us growing the deal and winning at Homestead at the end of 01, and then coming back and winning Indy in 02. That was pretty special time in my life. So yeah, and then looking forward to the booth here at the third segment. We'll see how that goes.
He is in the present, folks. He is back. Where the hell have you been all these times, all these years?
I've been everywhere, been having a lot of fun, but this is special. This is special to be back, to be honored the way that they honored us 75 drivers, and to be at this racetrack. It's going to be so exciting to watch these guys drive these cars.
I think I saw the last interview, I think NBC was 4 years ago maybe, and they asked you, hey, do you miss it? Obviously, you're further away from it now, you're enjoying life, but what do you miss most about racing?
I miss exactly what we're going to see here today. I mean, it's just like you and I grew up on the dirt tracks. This is it. This is the pinnacle of driving in a stock car, NASCAR, Darlington, slide around, managing everything. That's what I miss.
You know, Carl, we came in at the same time, right? And I remember you're a challenging race car driver. You love the challenge. I remember seeing that in your eye. If it was a racetrack that was a true challenge, you were the man for the job. This racetrack, very challenging track.
Well, and that's what's so exciting, for me to be here at this place is exactly that. I remember the first time here, I thought I can't contemplate the entire race. I'm just going to get through this tire run, get my next set, because it's so hard. And that's the challenge you're going to see today.
Yeah, you were able to win here. And then your signature backflip, how many times away from have people run up to you somewhere and said, hey, I remember the backflip?
A lot.
Can you still pull it off?
Yeah,
I mean, we're getting up there a little long in the tooth, Carl.
You try one, Clint. I'll try one. And go do this. But, man. Randy carried around that barrel bomb forever.
There you go.
But that win right there, it was so special. We talked about with Dale Jr. and Matt today. This is, like we said, it's just that tough racetrack. But to answer your question, no backflips.
Was there anybody today, 75-year anniversary of NASCAR, a lot of legends here today, Carl. Neat to have your name on that list. Was there one guy, there was always that one, Bobby Allison for me. Every time I saw him, I just felt better about myself.
I didn't see him today, but Mark Martin. Yeah. That's the guy for me.
Yeah.
He's just, Mark, really.
Midwestern guy.
Yes, a Midwestern guy, and he was the guy who would put that work ethic in, and he let me know that, hey, you can work hard at being a race car driver, and I respect that, so congrats to Mark.
Yes.
Well, you look great. Enjoy the booth. And
yeah, you don't look like you're retired, bud.
He's working out. A lot of fans are glad to see you. They're glad you're doing well, so keep up the good work in your life.
All right, I'll see you guys soon. It's going to be fun.
Just a little bit.
And thanks for all the memories. All right, thanks, Carl. Hey,
I've been hearing this story my whole life, but let's tell it again. It was a cold, eerie morning in 1949.
It was in Charlotte in June. It was hot, hot, hot.
Whatever. It's not a story about the weather. This story is about Granddaddy, Lee Petty, and the very first NASCAR race in Charlotte.
My daddy always loved cars. The closest he got to racing was watching folks tear out of the service station where he and the other fellows hung out. That's when he heard Bill France was planning a stock car race in Charlotte. There was a Buick at the service station that he and the boys thought might be a worthy option.
So Granddaddy stole it?
I'm just going out for some car stuff.
What? He didn't steal it. He borrowed it.
Well, that's what I always heard.
They knew what was happening. Daddy talked them into it, and they was going to split the winnings. My dad's whole life was cars. When the race came along, we all knew we had to be there. The race at Charlotte was really a wild one.
Only 11 of the 33 starters finished.
True.
I heard one car jumped the fence and then flew over all the spectators.
False.
And I remember, even though Glenn Dunaway was flagged the winner, he was disqualified for illegally adjusting his rear springs. And Jim Roper was declared the winner.
True. That race was crazy.
Granddaddy taped a big number 38 on the door of that car, and from the very start, he never looked back. He was gone.
He ran a pretty good race.
He'd gotten through about 105 laps, but then, disaster. He lost control of that Buick Roadmaster, broke a track bar or something, and that car went flying. Doors flew open. It rolled over like 4 times. Finally, he came to rest somewhere down between turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Then you guys had to stick out your thumb. You had to hitchhike all the way back home.
No. My uncle drove us back to 85 miles from Charlotte. What was left of that Buick was hooked on the back of a tow truck. The boys took it just as good as you could hope. Even though he didn't finish, from that moment on, it was settled. The Petties were hooked on racing, wondering where it all might go next.
You know, I never get tired of hearing this story.
Well, I'm getting tired of telling it.
And now, race fans, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome the representatives from NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers.
Drivers, start your engines.
"36 drivers at the ready on the super speedway that's been the lady in black and way too tough to tame. NASCAR on Fox brings you 400 miles at Darlington. Next. Green flag, the Goodyear 400 is underway.
Is you and him still out there?
Didn't quite clear him off a 2, KP.
Not quite. You saw Truex bobble just a little bit. He was back to the gas, trying to get up on the outside just a little bit, but here he is in 1 and 2. He's got that outside line, got that momentum coming down the front stretch.
Race is on, getting into 1. It's going to need to clear him pretty quick. Truex is holding real strong on that outside. Very challenging to get underneath these guys like this. Cars are lighter on their feet, low on air.
Listen, Bubba's making a statement here in this first lap or so, saying, I'm not giving this up. You're going to have to take it from me.
Well, here's the thing about this old wore-out surface. You have to manage these tires, but that clean air is so important. That's why you see those 2 cars battling so hard for this.
But they wouldn't let you drive the pace lap.
No, they've seen me in action before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we couldn't get him off the racetrack.
That's right. We had to black flag you. We had to black flag you last time.
That was a fun time, man.
I'll bet.
That was.
When you were 13 years old, Kyle was talking earlier, what are your memories of coming here for the first time? What was this place like, a super speedway?
Well, it was humongous at the time. You know, we'd run Bowman Gray, Martinsville, and you come here and, you know, a little over a mile track, and it was just unreal.
My car took off of turn 2 and then just, absolutely destroyed the fence in 3 out of the blue. Yeah, Chastain had just started talking about fluid on his channel that we heard, and this caution is for fluid, so.
First race I run was at Columbia, South Carolina on a dirt track. And I'd never been on a racetrack.
Was that the first time you drove? Did you practice or just straight to the race?
It was dirt. And me and Dale and another boy took the car down to Columbia. And it was a slick dirt that wore out tires. I wound up 6th, I think, in the race, couple laps down. So I was tickled to death, man.
Yeah.
Come back up the road, and I'd been working on the cars and all that. Come back up the road, and I told Dale, I might like this racing. You know, it's better than working on the car.
That was a really good idea, by the way. Really, really good idea.
Yes. Yeah. That's how fickle racing is and how crazy it is. You put me at the front of the pack, I can run with the leaders. You put me in the mid-pack, I'm just there.
Race for third on your right as we're in the final lap of stage one. Martin Truex has led all but lap one of this race. William Byron 1.7 seconds back. Remember when stage racing began, and Martin Truex made a point of gathering up all the stage wins and stage points he could. This will add to his all-time lead of stage race wins as they come off turn number 4. Green and white checkers will be in the air for Martin Truex, picking up his 57th career stage win. Wallace holds off Chastain for third, Byron second. Kyle Busch, Keselowski, Stenhouse, Harvick, Reddick, and Christopher Bell pick up the stage points in stage one. Thanks to Richard and Kyle Petty for joining us for this great stage at Darlington. Here's Martin Truex, your stage one winner. Carl Edwards, one of NASCAR's great stars at the end of 2016, walked away to Missouri to enjoy life with your family. And where you been? We've missed you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, I haven't done a backflip in a while. I definitely haven't put on makeup in a while. I forgot about that. But this is so cool for me. I've had the chance. I got to race, live my dream, go do all this fun stuff. I've been on adventures around the world, been farming a little bit, raising a family, and I'm just honored to be here today.
What does this weekend mean to you? I know we've tried. Jacob Ullman tried for 3 years to get you to join us in the booth for, just for one afternoon. But how about all of this weekend and the way it all came together?
It was more special than I could have imagined. Lisa Kennedy called me, and Lisa has been so good to me. I met her early on, and she told me that I was part of this group, and it really hit home with me. I feel like I lived a dream. I got to do something that, guys like you and myself just literally dreamed about. And so it's very important for me to come back here and just show how much appreciation I have for NASCAR, all the fans, all the drivers. It's been great.
Well, we're thrilled to have you back because, when people are away, everybody's imagination goes rampant. And on the internet, there's the meme. One of them about Carl and the farm.
I did have to shave before I showed up today. Yeah. It was important. And they said I couldn't wear the hat. But, yeah, it's...
Here is the stop.
Just didn't have it on, did he?
Well, he's got it tight to the wheel, but the wheel wasn't tight to the hub, so they had to raise it up again.
Chastain's kind of in a window there, can't overdrive that thing anymore, loose getting in, where Truex was able to really dive that thing in.
And whatever Chastain's struggling with, he can't get closer to his teammate Suarez there. He's just unable to close up that gap.
One more lap to finish off stage two.
If he can put some pressure on him getting into 3, force him to get loose, might be the ticket here. He's close enough, Carl.
Yes, he is. Both of them.
Look at that. That's exactly
right. And around goes Truex.
Not that much pressure. Still. Can he keep it going? He's going to spin around. Oh, my gosh.
Caution waves to end the stage.
We'll watch the replay. I don't think anyone hit anything too hard, but man, that's terrible.
So Chastain gets the stage win.
He hit the wall pretty hard. That one car hit the wall pretty hard.
Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Keselowski.
Well, the pressure's on. It's like I was saying, the opportunity's here. Playoff points on the line. Got into the corner just like we were talking about. Chastain saw him coming.
You think these guys aren't digging for everything they've got?
Well, he was.
That was awesome.
Don't stop driving that hot.
Here's Martin Truex's view of the last lap, stage two.
Everything okay? Yeah. Thought I had plenty of room there. Just he bounced off the wall, I guess. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Winston Million winner, certainly one of NASCAR's top 75 drivers, and joining us, and with a little skin in the game, your son Chase here, running well, trying to get himself up in a position to win. His position right now matches his car number. Maybe 9 wasn't the best number to pick, but hey, it's got a great family history, and thank you for being with us.
Well, I'm a little prejudiced, so I'm definitely for him.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see how it goes.
That's okay.
Well, I think your timing's right. He's slowly starting to march to the front. Old Bill, Bill gets up here, and there he is in the top 10.
Oh, we got one straightaway. They're piled up. It's the big one on the backstretch.
Saw Eric Jones around sideways, a bunch of them. Cindric, McDowell, Austin Dillon, Ryan Newman around. Suarez, man, hits keep coming for him.
Only the 4th caution of the day.
Heavy damage for Austin Dillon there with the left front, probably into their day.
Ryan Newman. involved in it. Daniel Suarez. Somebody's lost the wheel.
That could be trouble.
That could be the reason. I'd say that's the reason for the caution.
All right, Jones on pit road already. And now Michael McDowell down pit road.
Does that car doesn't have a right rear tire on it? That's exact. That was the car that I saw sideways. No right rear tire. That's exactly what happened. Wheel fell off. Some vacations going on there.
So watch the Petty blue car.
There he goes. You see it come off right there. He's sideways. See the wheel fall down on the right rear. Collected them all. You're going to see it roll off.
And we'll watch it from the Ford camera on board Chase Briscoe.
Check up hard, watch for debris, check up hard, one outside, just keep watching, clear to the wall.
Great job, Chase Briscoe. Great job, spotter. Told him low first, low is closed up. Check up hard. Watch that right rear wheel, you can see it.
Tires down already.
Costly air for not only his team, a lot of others.
Cindric and Dillon to the pits and more. Fourth caution flag of the day. Eric Jones sideways off turn number 2. Loses a wheel. We're under yellow. And Darrell Waltrip. We're going to put the band back together. Darrell's going to join us in the booth at North Wilkesboro for the NASCAR All-Star Race.
I was up there Wednesday for an open house. Just hats off to everybody involved. Everybody. And I mean it took everybody to get that thing revived from a vision. When they started talking about that, Carl, my dad and I rode up there on our motorcycles and pulled in there and look at it. I'm like, there's no chance you're going to revive this place. Boy, was I wrong.
It's so exciting.
You know, and then, you know, but everybody's got their reason.
Spinner down on the apron, turn 3. It was one of those UPS cars. It was Stenhouse.
Oh, Stenhouse, such a good day.
That'll put
the left rear down, left rear flat.
5th caution of the day.
Well, it's Darlington starting to eat him up.
Now, he was already on the apron. May have been trying to get to pit road.
I'd say he was trying to nurse this left rear. You see, just like you said, way down off the racetrack, finally spun. Got a caution here. Changes things, Larry.
Yes, sir, but we will be coming because now we've run about 10 laps. Now we're working this into making a 1 stop in this last stage. So I think you'll see them. It'll be feeding time.
There's Ryan Newman.
Oh, Newman, who was 3 laps down in about 27th in his return to NASCAR to drive 5 races this year for Rick Ware, has just brought out the 6th caution flag of the race with 18 laps to go.
Well, Larry,
you're pretty close on the trends.
You're going to have to hold on to the trends one more week.
3 laps. I missed it about 3 laps.
He gets an attaboy.
That is a break for Ty Gibbs. He'll be the free pass. Here's a look at it.
Now what do we do, boys?
Well, we're going to pit, and we're going to make sure the 2nd place car. Oh, Rick! Truex. The wall turns Truex. A bunch of them here. This is the big one. Almirola's around. Wow. Logano.
Might have been, yep, a little contact right there.
Follow along with Truex. Stay on him.
Truex slides up into Logano, and there it goes.
Just a little bit of squeeze. Look at the 2 in the lead, though. They're both in the wall. Don't forget that. 5 gave it to him. That's exactly what I was talking about. Run him up. They both were in the fence.
It might be easier to count the cars that were not involved on this restart.
2.
Oh, Chase does not get into turn 1 well at all.
Oh,
and they're in the fence.
Hang on.
Same thing. Went to run him up the racetrack.
Still pushing you.
Turned him, William Byron, to the lead. Still pushing him.
All right, those of you scoring at home, how many saw that coming?
I did.
All of us.
Both cars out of the race.
And this happy couple gets to go home together. neither getting what they wanted.
I want to go, she says.
She just said, I want to go home.
Man, that's unfortunate. I saw that one coming.
Okay, Larry, you win again.
Now look at the damage there.
May not be done yet.
Hey,
Larson's car.
All
right, let's break this down.
Chase Elliott had a little bit of trouble behind Larson. Didn't get the push that I thought, but William Byron, we talked about the help there. Then you get into the corner. The 5 tried to turn down knowing that the 1 was coming up the racetrack. You knew what the play he was going to do. Got into one another. Wrecked.
Wow.
Took each other out.
Andy Mitchell, great camera work.
Wow. Children. Put them in a sandbox together and they can't play.
I can tell you. Look, Kevin Harvick. How about Harrison Burton? Good run for him. Good opportunity. Justin Haley in 4th. Kevin Harvick in 2nd. You believe this?
So if Ross doesn't come up that far trying to squeeze the 5, do they both make it through the corner?
They're both racing hard. They're both knowing exactly what each other's holding for cards, and they try to prevent it from happening, and they both wrecked. And they're both going to be extremely mad.
Well, Chase Briscoe had a great view. Here's Denny Hamlins. He's back on the lead lap here. We're green.
Pretty good start for Harvick on the bottom. A lot of pressure. Giving him room, though. That's the important thing. Giving him room. There you're going to see him clear. Harvick's got a lot of damage on his car.
Front 4 single file. It's on from there.
Come around to the white flag.
One more. 5-5.
White flag for Byron, who came within 2 laps of winning here 1 year ago.
Redemption time for him.
Harvick 5 car lengths back. Long gap to Elliott in 3rd. What a comeback for Chase.
What a hell of a day for him.
Yeah. Chase Elliott, good turnaround, taking advantage of this end. William Byron had a good car all day. Top 5 car. Here he is off the 4, Mike.
Rick Hendrick wins 296. William Byron wins the Goodyear 400.
Awesome job. Way to stay in it. Man, I'm proud of you. For your granddad, for all of our moms. Jay, I appreciate everybody. Love you guys. Way to stay with it. Awesome job.
Poor William had been all day.
And he had quite a bit of damage. We saw all that wreck was right in his lap.
And Chase Elliott, what a rebound for 3rd place.
Oh, my gosh. That's like winning the race for us.
Brad Keselowski 4th, Bubba Wallace 5th. Harrison Burton gets 6th. Busch, Haley, Blaney, and Buescher, the top 10.
Man, something about you, Bill. Everything just gets awesome. What's the deal? You show up and the whole race went haywire.
It's the 7th career win for William Byron, who last won at Phoenix. And this
he's
will be
had
his 3rd of the season.
Terrible year.
Yeah, 3 wins.
He's had just a terrible year. And we're what, a 3rd of the season? Well, keep coming up on half.
William Byron, 1 year ago, the frustration, the fire that we saw in you of being wrecked from the lead with 2 to go. Now you come back here a year later, a little bit of redemption. Put into words what this one means.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. My granddad passed away on Thursday, and just, man, I wish my family could be here, but just things have a way of working out, honestly, and it just worked out that way today. You know, we didn't have the best 3rd stage. We just kept battling, and things just kind of come back around. So I want to wish Happy Mother's Day to my mom. My sister just graduated school, so big day. Definitely didn't expect this, but just thankful for a great team. And yeah, just things have a way of working out, and come back here to Darlington and have it go exactly the other way.
Well, there's a lot to celebrate, obviously. It's NASCAR's 75th anniversary. You do it at the second oldest track at Darlington, and I just heard your team say win number 100 for Team 24. What can you say about this team and the process that you guys have gone through this year?
Yeah, I'm just thankful that I was able to, get in this 24 car. I was, too young at the time, I feel like, but, growing up, maturing, and just having a great team around me, being able to build the core that we have. I have a great group of guys, Rudy, Brandon McSwain, Tyler, my car chief. Everybody on the team does a great job preparing good cars, and we work hard at it. So it's nice to see it, go our way once.
William Byron wins at Darlington.
The second to last restart, what happened in turn 1?
Full commit into one, and I got really tight and drove up and turned myself. I wanted to squeeze him. I wanted to push him up. We had been trading back and forth all day, and I wanted to push him up for sure, but definitely didn't want to turn myself in the wall.
How frustrated do you think Kyle's going to be with you after this one?
Well, it's not. I mean, I'm the one standing here talking to you, so. For everybody at Worldwide Express, Union Shippers, Global Trans, and to drive the big brown truck today with UPS on the hood was a dream come true, and we had a shot, and that's all we can ask for.
Thanks, Ross.